Good morning to all of you. Our today's topic is in thoughts, nervous shock. Nervous shock is a part of negligence, right? So first of all, let us know what is nervous shock. Nervous shock is a shock to the nervous system and the brain structure. So there will be definitely injury to the health due to the nervous shock. So it is one of the forms of the bodily harm for which definitely damages can be claimed, right? So you all know. So if the nervous shock is done due to the negligence of some of the persons, normally, suppose if somebody goes on the road, if the lorry is coming in the opposite direction, so if he is under the apprehension that it will come and hit him, definitely he may get shocked and die. We can't help it. So he might have died due to myocardial infarction or heart attack or due to nervous. Suppose if he sees a snake hissing and he may get nervous shock and he may die. This is not punishable. If you do something negligently and it results in the nervous shock, then definitely you are liable to pay compensation. So definitely if definitely it provides a relief to the person who gets the so-called physical injury due to the negligence of the other person, but not by the self nervous shock. Of course, people get nervous shock, but suppose some woman sees blood and she gets nervous shock. What is that we can do? We can't help. So, if there is negligence on the part of the other person, definitely you are liable to pay compensation. Very small case law, famous case law. This is Wilkinson versus Downton. So, 1897. So, this Downton played a practical joke with Mrs. Wilkinson. So, telling her that her husband was involved in a road accident and both of his legs were injured and he cannot move. So hearing this, she felt a nervous shock and she was paralyzed. Definitely, this is a negligent act, is it not? So therefore, for this Downton was held liable to pay compensation because this action comes under so-called nervous shock. This is almost the first case decided by the Privy Council. In the second case, Victorian Railway Commissioner versus I think Coultas, Coults, 1888. So actually here till such time, actually this is in 1888. 1897 first case I told you. So this is the earlier case. Till such time the Privy Council did not recognize the injury caused by nervous shock. So this injury was caused by nervous shock. We can't help. So like that they used to tell. Right. Now let us go discuss the case. The defendant, that is Coultas, and his wife, they were traveling in a horse-driven cart, and when the cart was actually crossing the unmanned railway level crossing gate, the driver saw a train coming, but he was under the impression that he can cross the railway gate. Almost he crossed, but the train came and grazing, it went away grazing the this horse-driven cart, due to which the wife of the defendant, she felt nervous shock and actually she got nervous shock, that's all. So she received the so-called injury, of course, but Privy Council, they did not recognize it as a nervous shock. And later in Wilkinson versus Downton case, positive example. So please remember these two examples. And now we'll get the case laws. Very famous case law, Hambrook versus Stokes Brothers, 1925. Here the Hambrook, she is also a lady. The plaintiff, she is the plaintiff. After leaving her children nearer to the school, she was returning. So, and she saw a lorry violently coming from upside down. But somebody roared, somebody cried and shouted that this lorry has come upon to the children of the same age or the same description of this woman, and actually she was frightened on hearing the cries. So the rumors will spread so fast. She was told by a bystander that a child of her son's description was injured. Immediately she suffered nervous shock and she died. So when they came for judgment, so definitely the court held the defendant company, that is Stokes brothers, who were the owners of the lorry, liable, even though the defendant, that is the lorry, was not within the area of physical injury, because of the negligence of the cleaner who left the vehicle like that. When the driver went for tea, the lorry came and she caused so much of incident. Of course, incidentally, the child of this woman, he did not receive, he already reached the school. By another person received, but even then it was taken as a nervous shock, and compensation was awarded to this Hambrook from Stokes brothers. So please remember these examples, very good examples. Last, King versus Phillips, 1953. King means against the government, just like our Union of India. So here what happened is, so the companies, there is a company being run by the government. The taxi services were run by the government. So a taxi driver, he has brought the taxi to a particular house, and the persons alighted from there. Then he was reversing the vehicle. What happened is, a boy who is resident in the upstairs portion, he was allowed to play on the road on his tricycle, and his mother was watching from the upstairs. So, of course, the vision may not be 100% clear. So, when he was reversing the cab or the taxi, then she has seen from the window, and it appeared as though the boy came into the backside of the so-called taxi, and the taxi might have hit him, right? So she heard the screaming of the boy, because the boy was afraid. On seeing the vehicle coming backward, the boy was afraid, and he screamed. She heard the scream, and she suffered nervous shock. But the boy came out safe. Nothing happened. So now, whether it is a nervous shock or not, so definitely it's negated, because she was not in the area of the incident. Another case, Brownhill versus Young. Brownhill versus Young, 1943. Actually, this Brownhill, she was a woman, right? She used to live by selling the fish. She was coming in the tram car. So while coming in the tram car, so the tram car suddenly stopped. She came to know that some accident has taken place. Of course, she did not see the same, because some person was hit on the road, some motorcyclist, and he died. Okay, the vehicle, the tramway was stopped for a couple of minutes. Then all the persons were asked to get down from the tram car. Of course, she was also getting down from the car. After getting down, then she saw the pool of blood in the road. That is the scene of the offense, where the accident took place. On seeing the blood, she suffered nervous shock, and she has given a stillbirth. She gave birth to a stillborn child, directly to say. But the defendant is not liable. That is Brownhill. The tramway persons, they are not liable, because they could not foresee any injury. It is her sheer mental instability. That's all. So many people have gone there. So many people saw the accident. The accident did not plague. The accident has already occurred on seeing the pool of blood, because such is her weakness, right? So last case I want to tell you, Dolly versus Kamal Ladd and Co. 1951, right? So here the driver of the cane suffered nervous shock when the rope, iron rope of the crane suddenly broke, and it was about to fall on persons, but it fell into the ship. Incidentally fell into the ship, and actually the rope was broken because of the negligence of some of the workers. So since the rope was broken, actually since he suffered nervous shock, no crime. But since the people were negligent, definitely the tort was taken, and this man was compensated. A little bit confusion will live. So it was not treated as a nervous shock, but since there was a negligence and damage has occurred, then he was compensated. So every case depends on the facts and circumstances, as you know. So this is all regarding the nervous shock. Please read the case laws and enrich your legal knowledge. Thank you very much.